As a child, I remember sitting in a little box swing, and that was all right because it had a proper seat, but I couldn't sit on an ordinary swing.
Where did it start for me? Well, I always used to swing as a kid. Used to sit on a swing for hours on end. I didn't know that was going to become my career, but it was quite a good one, I think.
Jenny Seeley, Grey Eyes director, said to me one day, "Do you think you could do cocoon work?" And I had no idea what she was on about. So of course that sort of put this thing in my mind, oh, could I do cocoon work? What is cocoon? And all the rest of it. So that sort of got me to that point of meeting Tina.
I then interviewed her for my PhD, and through that conversation, we kind of both wanted to explore a little bit more of what was possible, but also to sort of push the limitations and to actually confront the limitations that Sophie herself has in terms of mobility.
I can't lift my head up, so when I'm flat, I can't sit myself up. Whereas, so that's been a thing as well, just for me getting in the cocoon. I still have to have my head lifted, and from halfway I can then get up. But I can't do that without somebody's support. It would take me a whole hour just to get in the cocoon. Yeah. Where's my leg? Is it there? Is it okay? Other leg. Head. In or out? Will it fall off with its own weight? Brain about to fall out? Should I be doing this? All this, the hardest part. All to get onto dry land or up in the air. For once, I hate the journey. It is the destination that I long to reach. The Latin name for it is Osteogenesis Imperfecta. Basically, my bones fracture very easily. So up until I was about 10, or maybe till I was about 8, I was breaking a bone, an arm or a leg, say, on a fairly regular basis.
In terms of aerial equipment, the only option that we have is an aerial cocoon because it will be very supportive. There's lots of fabric around her, so she's not going to be able to fall out.
If we're talking about challenge or whatever, is how to make that interesting, even though really it's a very limited vocabulary of movement that I have up there. It's funny actually, because it really doesn't bother me how high I am, because she's going to be, is that all right? Is that too high, too high? That doesn't bother me at all. What's far more scary for me is if I get in wrong, or I'm not sitting right, it can be quite dangerous for me, because my legs are so weak. So I suppose that's a bit of a difference, like with a non-disabled person, the different things that are scary. Should we try?
See how much. Yeah, I think so. You feeling pretty central?
Yeah, I think so.
Happy to go up?
Yeah? Yeah, I think I'm alright.
I wanted to work with Sophie for a number of reasons. Firstly, because we'd had this conversation about her desire to be in the air and my frustration with knowing what to do, but also because she's a writer. So for me, it's really working with an autonomous artist in collaboration with me as an aerialist.
I always, as a child, loved reading and stuff because that was something that I could do for myself without having to have, anybody's help. So I suppose that, and I think as a kid, when people asked me what I was going to be, I'd say, a writer or something. And then for a while, I really went against it, actually. Really went against it. It's taken me quite a while to come back to it. I see myself reflected in the mirror, and I say to Tina, I look big, substantial, filling the space. In other mirrors too, when just myself, I fill that space. It is only when a mirror's window is shared with another that I become small. Yet today with Tina, myself suspended, we are both big in the world. The reflection does not diminish me. We share an equal presence. Well, this is a duet after all. And the music is the motion of the air. The singing is our breath. Film will be our reflection, our window to the ground. Seismic shifts, mirrored in space. I'm not really into all this, let's challenge people's attitudes and educate them and all that, but I'm too old for all that. I just want to do what I do. If people find that they get that from it, it's fine, but that's not my intention. I think non-disabled people get a bit hung up on all that, actually, about taking risks and all this bit. And it's like, well, in a way, they're kind of higher up the tree, so they're able to do that, whereas, as a disabled person, you can't kind of take risks every day, really, just as part of life. Lying on my back, I zone out a little. You will become quite muffled, and I don't really know where I am anymore. It's like being in a lift. You know you're going up, but nothing you see changes. I think when you've had quite, for want of a better word, sort of traumatic childhood in terms of having so many fractures, it does sort of take its toll emotionally. And that was really what attracted me to performing, I think, because it enabled me to express things which I probably wasn't expressing in my day-to-day life. So I think me as Sophie, everyday life, I'm quite reserved and quite private, but within, the performance arena, those other parts can come out legitimately.
What I'm particularly interested in is how do people read what it is that we've made, what is possible, and then having discovered what is possible within all of those limitations in terms of space, time, you know, practicalities or whatever, then what does it say anything?
So yeah, this is me, this is what I am, this is what I can do and this is what I can't do. But that's always changing. And I suppose that could relate back really to the project in some respects.